Hello everybody, Muzzafuzza here, and I love the beach. And I want to talk to you guys about the beach today because I've got some amazing Grand Theft Auto Online racing around Vespucci Beach, which is the rendition, this game's version of Venice Beach. And Venice Beach is one of my favorite places to go in Los Angeles, California. It's a pretty sweet location. You got the Santa Monica Pier, you've got all sorts of people, you got surfers, you got skateboarders, there's a skate park, there's tons of different types of people. There's hippies, there's businesses, there's all sorts of stuff. And one of my favorite metaphors is, metaphors are ways that people compare life to other things, like life's a garden, dig it, or life's a beach and I'm just playing in the sand, or whatever. The beach is one of my favorite places in the world just because I grew up skateboarding and I love the beach culture. I love the beach area. I love that beach vibe. I just like how relaxed it is and how it feels like very carefree. Nobody's starting fights at the beach. No, well, I mean, I guess sometimes. There's a lot of homeless people at the beach, so you can never be too certain. There's probably some methed out, cracked up people starting fights at the beach. But for the most part, the beach is a really, really relaxed area, and I love going to the beach. So this is me racing around the beach at night in my Audi. It's not called an Audi in this game, but this is basically a pink Audi R8, and the R8 is such a badass car in real life. I love it. But in all seriousness, okay, maybe not in all seriousness, because I'm not trying to be too serious in this video. In all sincerity, which I feel is a little bit different than seriousness, you can be sincere and not be so serious. I think life isn't meant to be taken too seriously. If you spend enough time staring at the stars, or if you spend enough time out in public, if you spend enough time just being alive, just being a human being, eventually you figure out, oh, this isn't really meant to be taken too seriously. This is just kind of like a ride. It's just something that you go through. It's just something that everybody's experiencing differently. And the sad part is that some people get way too caught up in their ride. They think their ride is the ride, and that everybody should take their ride seriously, and that people need to respect their ride, and that they need to get what they want at all times. And you know these kinds of people, the butthurt people, the people that if life was a beach, they would be the ones that have sandy butt cracks or sand in their vagina. You know what I'm talking about. It's these kind of people that make life interesting because they're the angry ones. They're the ones that are going, no, it's got to be my way. I've got to do this, and this is how things should be. And if life really is some sort of a garden or a sandbox or a beach or whatever, I think the important thing is to just keep digging, is to keep playing in the sand, is to keep enjoying yourself to the best of your ability, to keep having fun and keep trying to be 100% yourself to the best of your ability. Because if you lose yourself, if you lose who you are, if you lose your own personal identity, and really your identity is only found through how you relate to other people and how you interact with other people, that's how you find out who you are, is by who or what other people tell you you are. And that's what I've found through this whole Muzzafuzza thing on the internet. It's like, I wouldn't know who Muzzafuzza is if it weren't for you guys listening to my videos and watching my stuff and relaying information and feedback, telling me who I am and how I can do things better, or what I did wrong, or whatever. And it's important not to throw sand in other people's eyes if you're at the beach. That's one of the things that you probably should not do. That's like really the only rule to living a good life as a human being, is try not to hurt anybody else. Try to get everything that you want out of your life without stepping on anybody else's toes, without hurting anybody else's feelings. Because if you're a developed person and you had a good life, if you grew up with good parents and you're totally emotionally developed and you feel connected to the people around you, then obviously if you're hurting people's feelings or causing bad things to happen, that's going to make you feel bad in return. Whereas if you're a sociopath, or if you grew up with a terrible childhood, or I don't know, there's a million different things that could happen to you that can end up making you a bad person. A lot of times people will do bad things and then not feel it. They won't feel the repercussions. And that's the main problem that I think we have in society, is that there's a certain amount of people on the internet as well that are willing to say hateful, hurtful, terrible things to people and just be totally cruel, and they don't feel any repercussions. They don't get any consequences for it because they can be totally anonymous on the internet. And if it was a beach, then a whole bunch of dudes from the beach would probably end up beating your ass because you're being a douchebag. Nobody has time for people to be a dick. And I know that's a crude way to put it, but I think the more that people treat each other like shit, the more people end up just sticking their heads in the sand and don't want to express themselves at all. And I've been in that situation for even months at a time. I just didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't even want to create anything because I felt like I was going to be judged by the people around me. And that's one of the worst positions to be in, is just having your head stuck in the sand like you're some sort of, what is it, an emu or an ostrich or whatever animal does that. It's not a good spot to be in. You want to pull your head out of the sand and go back to playing in the beach. And I think if there is a solution to douchebaggery and people acting like dicks and people being mean, it's that they need to be outed and they need to be held accountable. And the best way to do that, following the beach metaphor, try to stick with me here, is that we could bury them in sand up to their heads so it's just their head poking out. And then whatever they do wrong, you know, we can kick sand in their face, or we can, I guess you should never fight fire with fire. I think it's important not to be cruel right back. What people need that are really hurtful, mean people, is what they really need is for people to be nice to them and for people to be understanding and tolerant and acceptant. But that's really, really hard to do when someone's just a complete and total buffoon. But I hope you guys followed what I was trying to get across in this video. Life's a beach. I hope you guys are having fun playing in the sand and hitting beach balls and playing volleyball or doing whatever you do. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like these life commentaries, let me know with some support. Like it, favorite it, share it, all the good stuff that you can do. And check me out on all my links down below in the description. I got Facebook and Twitter and all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time.